well. Mr. Oliver here, and we're doing a Facebook Live. But guys, feel free, if you're a parent, if you like, oh, just a minute. I've already messed it up. I'm not even looking at myself. Oh, right, okay, I'm going to finish that. I'm coming back on, because this is not professional from my point. What a knob end. Keep it going. Right, I screwed it up. I got all my things wrong. I'm just reviewing.
Just talk to YouTube.
Hi YouTube. I was just trying to be... Basically, greed. Greed has got to me. You can cut and paste. Basically what happened is, I was just happy doing a Facebook Live, because we don't really do live YouTube yet. Well, they do, but I don't, because I'm not that contemporary. But we were going to do Instagram Live, YouTube Live, and Facebook Live, which is clearly bloody greedy. But I got too many knobs to press, basically. And as you know, when that happens, stuff gets real, and I'm unprofessional. But stay with it. Are we back on the game?
We can go now.
Anyway, YouTube, you were there through thick and through thin.
512 people.
Yes, come on YouTube, you know this. Right, oh no, ah! Turn this bloody thing around. YouTube, you get the uncut one where I say bollocks. But technically the lawyers will be going mad if I say bollocks. Just keep the bollocks between us. Right, look, we're going to go live now. Go live. Instagram Live. Are we all ready, kids? Cool, that should be creative. Hi. This is a little recipe time for all you lovely parents out there. It's half term next week. And I thought we could do a recipe that makes your life a bit easier, get some good stuff in the kids. So hi everyone, feel free to share this if you're a parent and you know other parents that want to get their head around breakfast. So lots of love everyone, I hope you're all well. The comments coming in. Tom, you're first of all. Right, Tom, you're fast. And then Jamie Worthy, representing the boys. Come on. Nice. Okay, so guys, let me get you up to speed. A couple of weeks ago, me and Jimmy on Friday Night Feasts did a segment, a campaign on how bad cereals have got and how cereals are full of sugar, and they're always telling you what's good in them, but they're still riddled with sugar, and the stuff that was good was kind of added. So we came up with Power Powder, which is basically, we came up with a load of kids. So what we thought we would challenge ourselves is, when we were walking down the cereal aisle, which I named the cake aisle, we were kind of talking about how important food is to kids, for education, for learning, for brain function, to get the good stuff in the kids. So we came up with a really healthy breakfast, which I'm going to share with you now. So massive, look, just guys, thanks for watching this. Share it up, let's get us going live good. And also share it later as well, because this is going to be a great recipe for anyone looking after kids next week in half term. So we came up with Power Powder, which is basically a mixture of porridges, which is one of the most healthy things you could have in your body. Fantastic. We've got nuts here, so different variations on nuts. Again, really heart-healthy fats, along with seeds, and you can absolutely change up the recipe as you like. Dried fruit for amazing flavour, and of course there's natural sugar in there, but it's, you know, it's wrapped in fibre, and you've got, you know, nutrients and vitamins and good stuff in there. Actually, cocoa, which has no sugar as well. And don't forget that the cocoa bean is a bean, and beans are very, it's actually a seed, but seeds and beans are very, very healthy. So look, let's just rewind a little bit, lovely people. So it came from this book, which was Everyday Superfood, and the point of this book is every recipe is healthy. What does balanced, what does good look like? And we went through lunch, dinners, and this is one of the recipes. So this is the, basically I call it granola dust, okay? So if you've got the book, it's page 18. This is what you end up with. If I can just wish you, and by the way, we're live on YouTube and we're live on Instagram, so we're kind of going social crazy. Basically, if you make that, you get 32 portions of the Power Powder, okay? That's what the kids named it. And, by the way, I know it's silly and daft, but remember when we were kids, everyone? What I've done is, if you click the link, you can download this. This was the design work that the kids did with the fantastic design agency, Super Fantastic. And what we've got here is a colouring in area. So the kids can colour this in. That is the Power Powder label that you can hack onto your box here. And also all the kind of nutritional upsides. So, you know, You know, contains copper, great for your immune health, high in thiamine, great for healthy hearts. You know, you've got loads of potassium there for muscle function. It's quite nice getting kids to colour that in and cut it out, and it's really nice that kids start to learn that the food they eat powers their body and makes their bodies function, work, grow in the most beautiful way. So guys, let me show you how simple this is, because this breakfast, oh by the way, this is really, really cool. So the other thing is, someone just said, can you add turmeric to oatmeal? Yes, you can. You can, this recipe is a really good basis. Things like turmeric, which are fantastic, and that's obviously from the spice family, and spices are some of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. You can duck and dive around this. But look, I want to show you as well. As a parent, and I'm a busy parent, right? We're not just making a lovely granola that we would eat like kind of this. That's just the granola dust, yogurt and fruit. Obviously that's a granola dust just with milk, like a regular cereal, and some fruit. Also you can make a hot toddy here as well. So literally just boil it up like a kind of Horlicks or a kind of hot milk. You can have it with yogurt, or you can do a hot porridge, or you can even do a pancake or a smoothie, right? So you can use this power powder in loads and loads of different ways, and every way that you express it that we've done is really, really healthy. So this is a batter here that we've made with the power powder, eggs and flour, right? And we literally just pour it, I'll do it badly because I'm one-handed, but just pour that into a pan, and you can make a lovely pancake. It cooks exactly the same as a pancake, but again, it's not just empty flour. You know, flour's great and all, but you've got all that goodness in it. So let's get back to the recipe. In here, let's just talk through it. We have got 1 kilo of porridge oats, 250 grams of mixed nuts, and all those different goodnesses from the different nuts, fantastic, and flavours of course. We've got 100 grams of seeds, such as chia, poppy, sunflower, sesame, linseed, pumpkin. We've got 250 grams of dried fruit. Where is that? There. And we've got, and I love those sour fruits, like sour cranberries, sour cherries, apricots. They're really, really good. Then we've got 3 tablespoons of quality cocoa, which is that, so it will taste of chocolate, but without the sugar. And you'll get the sugar from the fruit, so it's not, you know, empty calories. And then we've got coffee in the adults version, so we're not going to do that for the kids, because we don't really want them bouncing off the walls. But for us adults, coffee's delicious in there, and it's a little pick-me-up. So let's just have a little look at my pancake. Yeah, it's looking quite good. Have a little flip. And we can do a rack of those pancakes. So what I'm trying to say, parents, grandparents, godparents, or whoever you're looking after kids, is you can make the power powder, right? It takes about 5 or 10 minutes to make. It's nutritious, it's nutrient dense, it's good for you and your bodies, and that's not just kids, that's adults. But you can do all those different things. Remember what we said, all from drinks, hot toddies, and porridges. So you just whack it in a food processor, like this, and then we'll put our fruits in, like that. Get your nuts and seeds in, get your 3 tablespoons of cocoa in. I'm one-handed, so bear with me. And then we'll whiz it up. So we'll put the lid on, and we'll give it a pump or a pulse. And now we're making the power powder! So guys, thanks for watching this. This is all about healthy breakfast. You can make it as fine as you want. And I called it a dust. Look at that, it's an amazing. So here's the thing, so the industry, when they add things like nuts and seeds and fruit, because that's kind of expensive, they always want them whole, so that you lovely people can, here, have a look at this. They always, look at that, that's a nice, fluffy, delicious power powder pancake. And everything rhymes, and I didn't even plan that. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Oh my god. So you do a rack of those, bit of yogurt, and a little bit. And if you're going to look, all sugar's equal in some respects, so it doesn't matter what shape or form you get. Things like, of course, Manuka honey will have some extra things as well, and things like maple syrup, which is delicious but expensive, you know, has things like copper in it. But essentially, all sugar is equal. But it's not equal if it's wrapped around fibre, so that's why the dried fruit is so cheap. And 30 grams of dried fruit is a portion, which is great. So what was I talking about? So we've wazzed that up. Yeah, I was saying that the industry kind of always like you to see what you buy, but, and sorry, it's all a bit overexposed. So what I'm saying is that when you get those posh granolas and stuff, you'll have whole cranberries and nuts and stuff in there. And it just doesn't eat as well. So actually, the great thing about the dust is this stuff, you get all the flavour truly blended and mixed, and it's delicious. And by the way, that batter that I did, so I'll make a pancake batter like that, and I can do fluffy pancakes, big or small, or I can turn on my little waffle maker, which is brilliant, because the kids are always, I've got 5 kids, I've got so many kids. Honestly, they all turn up, teenagers never want to get out of bed, and like they're hot, they're cold, they want, they don't want. So like as a parent, like you knock this up, you can keep it for a couple of days. Like I can do pancakes, big, small, I can do them heart shapes if I want, or bum shapes or boob shapes, depending on what you want to call it. But also, but like, you can waffle it up as well, which is quite cool.
Jamie, how long does the dust keep for?
The dust, I think, is good for like 3 weeks. I mean, you can say 2 weeks to be safe. But easy 3 weeks. I haven't scientifically analysed it, but you know, if you make up a batch, that's 32 portions here. Also, by the way, this makes a really nice present. So if you're wondering if there's someone that you love, or someone that you know their kids eat a terrible breakfast, and let's just be really honest about this for a second. One of the massive problems in this country at the moment is kids not having a breakfast, a good start to the day. And no one wants to point fingers at kids and parents and all that sort of stuff, but it is an issue, it is a real issue. And if you talk to any parent out there, if you talk to any teacher out there, they will tell you how hard it is to teach a child if they haven't been fed. So we are having breakfast clubs in schools in Britain now, although they're not telling me what the nutritional standards are. They're trying to get around it a little bit, but we'll work on that, we'll get that bit done. But by the way, thank you for all your help on energy drinks, with your help and support, and that is YouTube and Instagram and you people on Facebook Live. Your support and help got every single supermarket in Britain to ban the sale of energy drinks to under 16s, which is really powerful, really, really important. So let's get back to Power Powder. So don't forget, you can download this, click the link on whatever it is that you've got, and when we put up Instagram Live, you can swipe up. Get your kids to colour it in. You've got your stuff here, that lasts for 2-3 weeks at least. Let's pour this in here.
Jamie, lots of people watching from Canada.
Canada, oh bless you Canada. Oh, I love Canada. Such a nice Nova Scotia, come on. Canada's a great country, yeah, big love guys. I'm coming back over soon. I'm going to go to the restaurants and I'm going to go maybe on a little book tour. So I'll tell you what's happening there.
Quite a few from India on YouTube as well.
Quite a few from India? Oh, bless you. One of the countries I want to go so much in, I love Indian food. I used to work in an Indian restaurant and it was the most incredible honour to cook with them. They didn't speak any English, it was proper Southern Indian Carolyn cooking, and I loved every minute, every hour, every day. I learned so much. I'm going to get there one day. Anything else?
Have you tried matcha tea on pancakes? How do you feel about that?
Well, the matcha tea is fantastic. So for you people that don't know what that is, and if I'm making you dizzy, I'm sorry, just trying to have fun. Matcha is basically green tea, and normally when you make green tea, you would sieve it, and green tea is very, very good for you, but of course the really good stuff is what's sieved out. So matcha is the dried leaf, and it's fantastic. You can make fantastic cappuccinos, macchiatos, or whatever you want to call them, ice cream, delicious, little sprinkles, delicious, and absolutely you could put matcha into this. So this, guys, this is a basis, right? So the kind of bedrock of this is the porridge oats, which actually are one of the only, if not the only, food group in Britain, possibly Europe, that has a guaranteed health claim. Like most of those health claims have been removed because they can't quite prove it, but porridge oats are like the king, they're the king. Slow release energy, and then bouncing off the dried fruit, the seeds, the nuts, you're filling your kids up or yourself with the good stuff. And what I've tried to explain today is that there's lots of dynamic ways to use it, cook it, drink it, eat it. And by the way, if you put that power powder with milk and like a banana and whiz it up, you know, that's a balanced breakfast. You can in a drink. So you know, it's full of the good stuff. Any other questions, guys?
Can you do an overnight oats recipe using
Power
granola
powder.
dust?
Yeah. So can you basically bircher it up? So the bircher that we know I believe was a Swiss nutritionist, one of the very early nutrition, the science of nutrition has only really been going on since the 1950s. And this dude, I believe was Swiss, and he was from around, he used to get diabetic patients, and he used to grate the apple and the porridge oats and milk and soak it overnight, delicious. So that, and it's an amazing thing. But actually I'd say power powder, or whatever you want to call this, I'd say this is even more nutritious and full of the good stuff. So the question was, can you soak it overnight? Hell yeah. And I think, in respect to Mr. Bircher, grate in some apple and grate in some banana and mix in some milk, and that milk can be, you know, frankly, beautiful organic milk, or if you're going to start saying that you can't eat dairy or dairy's terrible, you can use your rice milk or your soy milk or your almond milk. But remember, most of the good stuff that's in that is fortified, added. But you add whatever milk you want, it's all cool in the game.
Janet, oh sorry.
Oh, we have a question argument.
Janet Rogers, how much turmeric would you put in? She's got lupus and is into her spices.
Yeah, well look, I think that add, in my opinion, but look, I'm not saying this from great research, like turmeric is a fantastic thing, gorgeous colour, has some incredible health benefits, anti-inflammatory, fresh or dry, they're equally beautiful and lovely. You have to have around, if my memory serves me right, about 2 teaspoons a day to get full benefit, right? So that sounds like a lot. Could you put it in granola dust? Probably. Probably the flavours of cocoa and the nuts and, you know, maybe a little orange zest. It will all balance out and be a delicious thing. If it's too strong, then just use a little bit. Use it for fun, you know, it's all going in the right direction. And then you'd probably be better off making a lovely turmeric tea, or is it chai? No, not chai. The Ayurvedic drink with, oh god, my brain's gone, the pressure. When you put turmeric,
The Brazilian.
coconut, no, it's Ayurvedic. These lot will know, they'll tell me what it is. You know what it is, and it's delicious. Next question.
Amy has a 4-year-old. Can they have the nuts and the seeds? And
Yeah. Look, okay. So look, let's be careful and clever answering this. We mustn't look. The concept of nuts and seeds and allergies is very real. You can have an anaphylactic reaction to that, and of course it can be very critical. So I'm not downscaling the importance of that. But normally parents know if their kids are allergic to stuff, right? They've normally eaten nuts or seeds already. I know that my kid already, my 1.5-year-old, I know eats nuts because he'd eaten them, and I haven't had any trouble. So it's you know, if your kid's fine, of course you can use nuts and seeds. That's what peanut butters and life is all about. So I mean, nuts and seeds are incredibly nutritious, and actually a fairly small proportion of the world cannot eat them. And a lot of them are peanut allergies, and actually peanuts are not nuts, they're legumes. So just to make it more complicated, but look, people can have allergic reactions to many things for many different reasons, and it's of course really important that if you're looking after children, you know what they are, whatever they are. And you can react. I think most importantly, you can duck and dive this recipe to suit your needs and your family.
Melanie Moore. We love your recipes. My daughter has wanted to marry you since she was 8. She's now 21.
Okay. Thank you. How do I answer that question? What's her name?
Maria Moore.
Maria Moore, bless you. And I'm sorry I let you down on the marriage, but my love will forever be with you and your daughter.
Have you ever thought about using cacao instead of cocoa?
Cacao's fantastic, yeah. Cacao is like the nibs from the next stage of, well, there's many stages of making. I was lucky enough to go and watch chocolate being made and roasted. Cacao's great, absolutely. Really good quality cocoa powder or cacao is fantastic. Have fun with it, enjoy it, and you know, sometimes it can be a bit bitter and a bit too crunchy, so actually in the granola dust it kind of makes everything really palatable and delicious, and it kind of evens out flavours all over the place. I'll tell you what was really interesting, guys. It's a sincere question for you guys, because I think as the future continues on this beautiful planet, and while I've got a couple of years good graft in me and trying to fight the good fight for you busy people, one of the things that's happened since the cereals little campaign, and when we came up with power powder with all the kids, and when we got kids to try things that were good for them and not really were crap, what the feedback from you parents was amazing. But also, you were sort of saying, well, why don't you do a cereal? Why can't you sell a cereal? Why can't you help? I trust you to solve that solution. And interestingly, we've had a whole bunch of companies that you know that have said, can you come and make a cereal with us, collaborate with us? How do you feel about that? Because here's the question. I can do a little bespoke setup. I can do something lovely that you can get hold of, but it's going to be small distribution. It will probably be not too cheap because it's a small setup. Like, the question is part of the narrative that we work with bigger companies to make them better? You know, because quite a lot of the companies that make crappy cereals make quite a lot of money selling crappy cereals. So can you tell me, do you think my job working for you is to collaborate with the big guys to make them better? Do you want me to do something that's really good and really healthy that I get them to make to spec, or do you just stay away from the devil? It's a really interesting question, and I think it's a philosophical, because I spent many years campaigning against the bad guys, and I think about 5 years ago things for me started to change, because as righteous as you can be about small and medium-sized businesses be in the future, the big ones ain't going away, and I think in the future that the big businesses have to solve big problems. And from a nutritional point of view, if I'm really honest, breakfast is a massive problem in Britain. Not enough kids are having a good breakfast. That's affecting our productivity, our illness, our absenteeism, and our ability to learn and flourish. And it's even more important in areas where the kids are disadvantaged, right? Because that opportunity to flourish through education and have opportunity. I know it sounds like I'm dramatising it, but I've seen it. I've seen it, and I've seen it en masse.
There's loads of people who are agreeing.
Yeah.
There's Amanda here says, work with them and change it. They're not going anywhere, and they're not going to change it on their own.
Yeah.
Lots of yeses here too. Yeah.
It's an I'll go through your comments. I will read it, because whether you believe it or not, every year that goes by, hopefully I earn my trust to you that I work for you, right? The thing that keeps me honest is when I put a book out like Quick and Easy 5 and you guys buy so many, as much as that sounds glamorous and wonderful, and just to tell you, last year I sold more books than anyone else in any other genre in Britain and 4 other countries. As lovely as that sounds, I don't take that lightly. It means A, I'm connecting with you and I'm listening to you and I'm giving you what you want, which is important. But also, I do work for you, so I can't always please everyone. But if you think about it, we've done some great things in the last 10 years. Like energy drinks, we got every major supermarket to ban the sale of energy drinks to under 16-year-olds. Powerful, like really powerful. You know, with the sugary drinks tax. And look, I know a lot of people don't like the idea of tax, but I proved that it was a tax for good. And now, as of now, there's a law in Britain to tax sugary sweetened drinks. That's £1 billion of new money going into primary schools. Guys, when have you heard anything in the news in the last 5 years about £1 billion of new money going into a service? So we're not taking it from one part and putting it into another, it's new money. So I think slowly but surely, I mean even 10, 13 years ago on school dinners, there was nutritional standards for dog food but not kids food, 190 days of the year. So like slowly but surely we're like doing some good work, and I want you to know that this doesn't stop, and I do listen to you, and I know we're just talking about a funny little breakfast, but I think you know that the reason that whole aisle is dedicated to cereal, which is like 90% rubbish or nutritionally devoid of anything very exciting unless it's added to it. You know that, you know, we're all kind of falling for it. We're all falling for the branding, we're all falling for the colours, the names, and I think, you know, it's the difference to a child or a family actually. We keep talking about kids, but actually the thing that makes kids really happy is healthy mummies and daddies. A good breakfast for us all is a really, really important thing. My arm is hurting. It's really hurting. I know it's only a phone, but I'm going to have one right arm bigger than the other. Okay, what else do we want to talk about then? What do we do? We've got like 1,000 people on this end. What have you got on your end?
It's 500.
500 your end.
1,000.
Oh, Instagram wins.
Instagram wins every time. Look guys, my arm's hurting, and I could change the other
People
arm.
are really loving this live stream.
Yeah.
Everyone's conversation around cereals. They love the pancakes. pancakes. They want to see more of the pancakes.
Yeah, I can see more pancakes. So on the pancakes, so guys, with pancakes coming up, so basically there's a one I did like many years ago. Actually, I did it with Little Poppy and Daisy, and the video is on YouTube now. If you do Jamie Oliver 1 cup pancakes, it's a wicked pancake, and like Petals and Poppy, Petal wasn't born actually, and Poppy and Daisy made it. So it's one, any builder's cup. Let's go find one. So you can do it any size. You could do it with a glass. So any sort of cup or glass that size, doesn't matter if it's a bit bigger or smaller, that of milk, that of self-raising flour, and 1 egg, that gives you a really thick, puffy, beautiful pancake every time. Every time's a winner. Now what you can do is put half self-raising flour and half powder, and then you get this batter here, which is delicious. And of course, what you'll get is a pancake. Let's go bigger. Let's go a big one. You'll get a pancake that's not just light and fluffy and delicious, it's also full of the good stuff.
Diane says she loves your interest in nutrition. It's pure love.
Oh, bless you. Well, actually, I went back to school, so I studied nutrition. I got my first qualification, which was amazing. And I'm just started a master's in nutrition. And it's really hard, and I did really badly at school, so just like I can graft, I can work, I can get stuff done, I've got a good brain, and I tend to be good with people, but I've never been good at the kind of art of reading and making, it's hard. But anyway, I've nearly done my first module, and it's gone really well, and I've got amazing teachers, but trying to run a business and go to university and do all the juggling, it's bloody hard. But I'm really committed to it, and I'll tell you what's been interesting about nutrition. Learning nutrition in the last 4 years, has completely, genuinely completely changed the shape of my business, every part of it. So instead of having it as a little kind of strap-on, a bit like corporate responsibility, like in the background, oh it's nice, go and spring clean some recipes. Now, everything at Jamie Oliver HQ, everything has nutrition behind it. So it doesn't mean that we can't eat cake. We like cake. Oh, and in actual fact, my head of nutrition makes a lot of cake. But it's about being clear and honest and rigorous and really up to date on the latest nutrition and what's true and what's false and what's not quite clear yet. So literally 1/3 of everything I write will be healthy, 1/3 will be pretty healthy, like amber, and then 1/3 might be quite largy, and we'll do the same in the restaurants. We'll do the same in any output. We'll also, nearly half of what I write now is vegetarian, and growing amounts of vegan. So I think do you know what I mean? So it's not just about we keep siloing what people eat, are you a meat eater, are you pescatarian, vegetarian, vegan? But I just think it doesn't matter what you are, it's not a club, it doesn't have to turn into a weird kind of culinary racism. We all need to eat more veg and good stuff. And things like this, nuts and seeds, I mean there's studies around the world that are really starting to show quite clearly that if you can have a little handful of nuts and seeds a day, your rates of heart disease drop by 30-40%, if not more. It's incredible. So these wonderful ingredients.
Is the pancakes vegan?
Is the pancakes vegan?
Are the pancakes vegan friendly?
Well, it's a good question. But the light's gone weird. So don't ask me why. Every time my wife gets pregnant, she falls out of love with the food and then can't eat it anymore. Because she's been pregnant so many times, it's like nearly half the world she can't eat. So she doesn't eat eggs anymore. Don't ask me why. She seems to eat quite a lot of cake. Maybe she does eat egg, but anyway, she doesn't order egg anymore. But she won't eat pancake batter. Let me answer your question. Can it be vegan? Yes. You swap out your milks for the milks you use, and just take the egg out and put a tablespoon of olive oil in to give you that kind of fat that's nice. And I do that quite a lot, quite successfully. So don't you worry. There's our little pancake. We can drizzle that up. Any other questions from you lovely people?
What are your favourite pots and pans?
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, but if I do this, it's going to look like I'm plugging my stuff, which basically I will. So basically, do you want to have a quick look around my office? So guys, let's just leave the. It's been emotional, guys.
We're all coming with you.
Let me just tell you. So this is my office. So hi guys, we're only on Facebook Live. Duck if you got a criminal record.
And YouTube and Instagram.
And YouTube. So look, that's where we do breakfast, lunch, and all the restaurant development. It's closed down now. Then we eat here, and then under there, there's like a massive views. A few offices here, and then down there is sort of like legal and accountants and coders and people doing web stuff, and then PAs, nutrition, Ministry of Food department here, there's producers and lovely people, art department here. So bits and pieces. Say hi, Barnaby. Oh, we're connected. Why? How can I be in the middle of my office and it's got no Wi-Fi?
It's fine on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah. It's so weird. Well, now I'm a bit freaked out. I don't want to. Or maybe I'm not. Okay. Well,
Stream cut.
Yeah.
Go on
it's
Instagram.
not the slickest then.
Go on Instagram. Take it on Instagram.
Okay,
Finish it off.
So I don't know what. I don't want to press the wrong knob.
If it's my
No, it cut out. The Wi-Fi dropped.
Here, so a lot of words coming out of business. So everything's amazing. And then the test kitchen here. It's quite a free test kitchen area. So every recipe we write, we test it at least 4 or 5 times, and then outside of this with strangers. Never, you could be one of those strangers. Every point the thing around here. So every office is named after a chef. That's the Margaret Patton room, and we've got the Antonio Coluccio room, we've got the Gennaro room, we've got Rose Grover Fletcher's room. This is one of our skills kitchens, but this is a bit messy at the moment. Where's the pans?
We've gone.
You know, it's going to do so this is how good we are at plugging our own product.
There
you go.
Anyone seen the pans?
No, they've been the way. All right, well, let's.
Where are they?
Oh well. Well, it was lovely.
It's Tefal.
Tefal.
Tefal pans. Google it.
They're very nice people. French people. They have a whole village together and maybe stuff. So look, I should probably say goodbye. Thank you, Tim. You're wonderful. You're right if I say goodbye now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Instagram. Love you. Should we have a bit of fun? Right, what would be really nice is, who can we spam? Let's do something, can we not do something naughty?
Gennaro.
Yeah.
Hit Gennaro.
Yeah, so what do we do? So like, how do I, like, so that's...
Hashtag Viagra.
Yeah, so go to Gennaro's account, so at Gennaro Contaldo. Can I spell it? So just go over to search Gennaro,
Yeah.
and then just go into his account and just say, oh, you look so sexy today. That's it. Just say something like that to Gennaro, because he's like, look, he's 69 years old, right? He's my first boss and mentor, and he's getting a bit old, and I think he's having to start investing in those little tablets with the V on it. Anyway, he's just had his birthday, so if you can go over to his channel and just say, oh, Gennaro, you look so sexy today, you'll make him so happy, because, you know, he'd like that, wouldn't he?
He'd love it.
Like that. So just do something nice for the old man. Go on. Bless you. Love you guys. Listen, take care. Yeah, it's half term next week, right? Is that around the whole country?
Yeah.
Good times. Right, love you guys. Take care. Press end. Ciao, ciao on the dance floor. Nice.
Say goodbye to YouTube. Say goodbye to YouTube.
We're going to keep YouTube. We're going to keep YouTube going. Instagram. Laters.
we want to save it. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi. Is it the right way around?
Yeah. Well, you can spin it if you want.
Oh, yeah. So YouTube, you've been with me on this one throughout the whole. What's the numbers like? Of the numbers?
Still got a solid 500, but they've been coming and going.
All 500 of you. But you guys don't hang around very often. You know, you're all,
No. We've got too many other shiny
too many other
things
things to
look
do. You're all multitasking, multi-handed, and yeah, nice one, YouTube. Have we got any nice videos going up soon?
at. Yeah, we have. We've got another. We had a nice.
We've done a
breakfast
whole-
cereal on Sunday actually, with loads of cereal options, which was.
Yeah, YouTube. Leave us in the comments box if there's anything you want me to do recipe-wise,
Yeah.
and I'll give you a badass recipe. Tell me what you love the most, and I'll go through the comments. I'll pick my favourite, and I'll dedicate it to you and rattle it out.
Healthy this month.
We're being healthy this month because it's the summer coming on, and we've all got to get our vajazzle on and get like that mankini on, and get your abs going.
Yes.
I've got one amazing ab. It's brilliant. Look at that ab. Yeah. Joe Wicks is not making my life any easier, is he?
No, we had Joe Wicks went up a couple
We
of
just
weeks
did a
ago.
video with Joe Wicks, sweet boy.
I think his one's going up next week on his
Yeah.
YouTube channel. So.
Yeah, this is Richard, by the way.
Hello.
Yeah, he does all my YouTube stuff, and we've been working with each other since the Naked Chef.
Yes, many years.
Shall I say
Thank you.
goodbye?
You need to say goodbye to YouTube.
So
now.
you press
the last one's left.